So we had a new whale emerge, 3.8 trillion SHIB move to a blank wallet, but that's not even the big story. The bigger story here is what the largest Shiba Inu whale recently did. Now, when we talk about the largest Shiba Inu whale, we exclude exchanges because exchanges like Binance and some of the other top exchanges out there actually are the entities that hold the most Shiba Inu because they have to have that 1-to-1 ratio, that 1-to-1 reserve. So we kind of look beyond that and say, okay, outside of the exchanges like Binance, how about the retail, individual people? Well, that first person in line, the actual retail person who holds the largest SHIB, recently made a big splash, and we're going to talk about that in this video. It's a little bit later on. Make sure you stick around. As we go through it, make sure you guys hit the like button for us. Really helps us out, pushes us up in the old YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that as well. So the entire crypto market kind of set for some extreme volatility, and Shiba Inu is not immune to that because this week just has so many things going on, whether it's CPI data coming out today, which, by the way, that came in better than expected. We expected a 4.1% inflation rate. We got 4%, so that's good. Inflation is slowly coming down here, at least here in the United States. And we're going to hear from Jerome Powell this week as well. And now the market is basically saying that there's a 93% chance that we're not going to get an interest rate hike here in June, which also is bullish. Now, this short-term pause doesn't mean we won't get one in July. In fact, there's still a 63% chance that we do get one in July as it stands right now. But some bullish things happening on that front here in the short term for crypto, I think, here in the next month. But we also have the regulation stuff going on, right? SEC suing Binance, suing Coinbase. That has just put the entire altcoin market in disarray. Shiba Inu not immune to that as well. So just a lot of things happening, a lot of noise out there. As I always say, when in doubt, though, zoom out. And one of the things we always like to look at as an indicator is whale activity. What are the top holders doing? Because usually that's the smartest money in the room. And myself as a retail investor, I think all of us as retail investors, it's probably a good idea for us to watch what the big wallets do, right? Because these are the people who've made the most money. They're the people who usually have some intel that we don't, right? And if we can track them and kind of learn from them, we too can buy and sell at the right moments. Now, I mentioned 3.8 trillion SHIB moved to a blank wallet. This, to me, kind of a nothing burger, right? They make kind of a big deal about this in this article. I don't really necessarily think this is the top story. In fact, the lead, I think, is later on in this article, which we'll get to. But we'll cover this briefly. Basically, 3.8 trillion Shiba Inu, which is a sum worth, it's a big chunk, right? $26 million. This was moved and basically was transferred between unknown wallets, meaning one wallet into another wallet, and it was both on the DeFi side. So to me, this is kind of a nothing burger because the $25 million wasn't moved from a DeFi wallet to an exchange. Usually when that happens, what happens? Usually a sell is coming. That's the only way you get your money. You got to get it over to a centralized exchange to turn that back into fiat, right? That didn't happen here, though. It was just a move from one wallet to the other. A lot of times we see whales do this simply for security reasons. They don't like to hold $25 million in one wallet very long. They like to shift it around, move it around, maybe even branch it out into 6 different wallets, right? We see all that kind of stuff. So to me, kind of a nothing burger. But the bigger story here is this, in my opinion. The larger SHIB whale grabs trillions of Shiba Inu. As reported earlier today, and I don't think a lot of people are talking about this. I think I saw Lucy put a tweet out there on this, and this is a big deal to me. As reported earlier today by the analytics platform Look On Chain, which we've come to really talk a lot about here on the channel, they do a fantastic job tracking things for us. A whale who was referred to as, quote, the largest holder of SHIB, again, outside of exchange holdings, right? This is the biggest SHIB whale, excluding crypto exchanges. On May 16th, this whale transferred around 20 trillion SHIB to an address. That lump of meme coins is now worth $135 million. In the meantime, SHIB has been recovering from Saturday's sharp fall of around 30%. And since then, we've gained back about 14%, about half of that here in the last 48 hours. But the largest SHIB whale is buying, right? That is the big story here. They are buying the dip, meaning they are still bullish on the long-term future of the project. And this is across the board. We saw it happen with Polygon. We saw it happen with Cardano. We saw it even happen with some of the other top cryptos. Yes, we had the big sell-off, the 25 to 30% moves downward, followed by what? Smart money coming in and buying the dip. A lot of the retail money, they were busy freaking out, while the whales were saying, okay, while you guys are over there in the corner freaking out, we're going to go ahead and buy the dip and buy in before everybody else starts FOMOing in when this thing gets back up and rolling. Always remember, crypto is super volatile, guys. A 30% swing, whether it's up or down, is not that big of a deal. And I know it's hard for us to wrap our head around that because, when we look at the stock market, a 30% swing on a year-to-year basis is insane, right? So it's hard for us to kind of break that down, but in crypto, 30% moves up or down, not that crazy, right? Unless it's like Bitcoin or Ethereum, which are, massive market caps. But when we're talking about altcoins, they're a little bit easier, and more volatile, easier to move up and down, more volatile. 30% swings aren't that insane. I mean, they're big moves, right? Especially if they're happening to top 100 cryptos like SHIB. But in the grand scheme of things, not really, right? Not really. I mean, just take, for instance, we gained about half of that 30% dip right back in 48 hours, okay? So that's what I've got for you. I think that's a big story not a lot of people are talking about. SHIB whale grabs trillions at the bottom here of this most recent dip. And, just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. That's a good sign. That's a good sign for us here as we as we go along and this bear market prolongs. So appreciate you guys so much. Let me know what you think about all this down below. And a lot of things we're going to be covering here this week. Crazy jam-packed week here in crypto. So we'll have you covered. Make sure you're subscribed down below. See ya.